welcome to the other side of the kitchen table and towels room toilet.
It's her birthday today. I'm joined by Helga.
I am Helga
It's just because of what's happening later.
from Berlin.
I'm going to Berlin. What's that face? To you and all, weirdo. Right,
Ich liebe dich, mein Schatz.
I was going to show you guys the stuff I got for my holiday, but it didn't all arrive today, so I can't do that yet. Hopefully tomorrow night it'll be here.
And we got some rather weird news about our
A holiday? Really?
no, I was going to say what's
Ozfest.
about our Oktoberfest tickets, saying that we've got to download the COVID trace and
Track and trace.
track and trace app.
Something.
Now, I can see two problems with that. One, I don't own a mobile phone, so I couldn't do it myself anyway.
And my phone doesn't have internet when I'm outside the house.
So, there are several problems attached to this track and trace app. And I could understand it if it was a national mandatory thing that you've had test, that you've been tested for it. But it's not. And it's so fiddly to get a test. You have to ring this number or go on this website or something. If it was a mandatory national thing that everybody had to be tested, I could understand where the
It only tells you people have been tested.
Yeah. I could understand that trace app if that was the case, if it was mandatory for everyone in the UK to be tested, but it's not. So it's only people who have actually been worried about it, who have actually gone through the steps to get the tests, that it's got the results for. So if you're in a crowd of people that, a crowd of 6 people that, maybe not have been tested, then what's he going to say?
You're around no one. No one detected.
So, I think it is a really stupid idea on that basis. It might be a good idea if it was mandatory testing for everyone in the UK, but it's not.
No.
So, therefore, is there any point to
And
it?
if they haven't got it on their phone, then it's not going to be able to track them anyway. And if they haven't said, oh yeah, they're positive, it's not going to tell you.
Yeah, I mean, if it was a mandatory thing, and, they would say, okay, well, John Smith from Hammersmith has tested positive, then I could understand it, but it's not mandatory. So therefore, it's only people who have actually been considerate enough to have actually ordered the test and took the test that it's going to have results for. So, and not everybody is actually that considerate or that concerned about it. I mean, yeah, it concerns me, but I very rarely go out anyway.
It doesn't concern me anymore.
So,
It did at first. It's like, oh, crap, there's this new thing. And because it was like, everyone's getting it. And I was like, oh, well, okay. Oh, damn, But now I'm just like...
I mean, yeah, it has killed over 1 million people worldwide, but the fact of the matter is, it's an infection. We've fought infections before. It's a global pandemic. It's not funny. It is a very serious issue, and it does concern everybody. But why do it in such a slapdash, stupid way? Make the tests mandatory. Everyone has to have them. And then maybe you might get somewhere with this check and trace thing, because otherwise it's like spitting against the wind, really.
Yeah, but so many rules about tomorrow. You've got to take your passport for ID, obviously. I mean, I don't know if you've got to take yours, but I'll take it just in case. You've got to take your passport. Fine, because that's ID. You have to take your mask. And if you leave your table, because you're at a table and you have like a waiter service come over, if you leave your table for any reason, you have to wear your mask. If you go to the toilet, you've got to put your mask back on. Before you're seated, you have to have your mask on. You've got to get there 15 minutes before the doors open with your
you've got
group.
to wear your mask then. You've got to wear your mask on the tube.
With your group. Right? So that's me, you and Michelle.
Yeah, we're a gang of 3.
Yeah, but there's gangs, the maximum is 6.
Yeah, but...
So, it's just a bit stupid, because I can't get up and dance.
Well, I suppose you could sit there and do the birdie song.
I don't want to sit there and do the birdie song. If I want to get up and dance, I want to get up and dance. But you can't do that unless maybe if you're wearing your mask, you can get up and dance.
And it ends at 4:30.
Yeah.
It's like a kid's birthday party.
Starts at 12, ends at 4:30.
Yeah, it sounds like a kid's birthday party. Oktoberfest, the famous German beer festival, ends at 4:30.
Or if you go to the later one, it ends at 10.
Ooh. I don't get it. I really do not understand this.
You had to have a birthday on the 2020, didn't you?
Well, yeah, I usually have one every year.
Mine was before the coronavirus. Mine was in January.
Yeah, we was ill with it.
I know. That was in March we got it.
But, what is it with this whole Oktoberfest thing? I don't understand. I just...
Oh, even though we did for my birthday. I went out for breakfast.
Went to Denmark.
No, that was Valentine's Day.
Was it?
I went to Aunt Sally's for my birthday for breakfast. And I had a lump. It was horrible.
I've lost track of everything.
I had this big lump.
You had a big lump on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
I took you out as well.
I know. Great. I don't have a lump anymore. I've got a flat now.
But I don't understand Oktoberfest and the way it's run. I really don't.
No.
But please, if you're going to do this check and trace or whatever it is, why not make the test mandatory?
It said it's not a request, it's a requirement. Just for that. You don't even have to have that when you go to the airport to get a flight. But it's not a request, it's, why is it a requirement?
But why are the tests not mandatory?
I don't know. I should test everybody.
I mean, this is what I think they should do. I mean, your doctor's surgery sends you a letter and says, right, this is a test, do it.
Yeah.
And they can stagger it so as, they give people time. But, if the test was mandatory, then I could understand the track and trace thing.
But it's not mandatory, so there's no point. And saying that it's a requirement, not a request, I thought was a bit harsh, considering we paid for the tickets and everything else.
Yeah, and they didn't tell you that when you... I mean, if you're John Smith from Hammersmith and you haven't done the test and you're standing next to Bet Bright from Batsy and she hasn't done the test either, then what is your little check and trace app going to say?
Probably nothing. Probably they don't have it or there's no one there.
Mm.
Or they've got it and you're screwed. But they've got to have it downloaded as well.
Yeah.
Now, I know my phone has already put a tracker in it, which is annoying, because it done an update without... I pressed update not knowing what it was, and it put it in my phone. Now, the only way it works is with Bluetooth. I have my Bluetooth on. My Bluetooth is always off. Unless I've got my speaker on, then it's on. But other than that, it's always off. And they basically want me to have my Bluetooth on, which is going to waste my battery for something I don't want to use.
No, because if it's not mandatory, I see it as a waste of
time.
But
it's not just that, is it? My phone will not work online. The apps will not work when I'm outside with this phone.
And unless the tests are mandatory, I think it's a complete and utter waste of time. Because, there may be some workplaces that say, oh, it's mandatory that you've had the test. But then the workplace has actually, I know that a few workplaces that have actually ordered the tests.
Yeah.
And so, it's mandatory that you have the test to work there. But unless they make it a national mandatory thing, then not everyone is going to have that test.
No.
And I mean, the test is not that pleasant.
No, I know. You've got to stick a swab up your nose and your mouth.
You do your mouth first, not your...
Well, obviously, but it's still... When your mouth and up your nose.
That makes you gag, and then you stick the one up your nose and it feels like you're extracting your brain.
Yeah.
And I mean,
It's
we can understand discomfort. We would probably do it if it was easier to get the test. But they make it so tricky to get a test.
They make it tricky for everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I need a dentist appointment. My teeth are screwed. You see my teeth, you see me smile, and it's horrible. Because I've got a broken tooth. It's not very nice. not very nice for me either, because I
I've
keep biting
got a
myself.
filling that's come out at the front, at the bottom.
Yeah, my teeth are literally shattered.
And that tooth is really, really sharp. And it's cutting the inside of my mouth, and I can't get a
And no,
dentist
it's not
appointment.
just because I drink cherry coke. Okay, that is one of the facts, but it's not just because of that. But I've had issues with my teeth for a long time, and I had a filling when I was younger that I shouldn't have had. You know when your teeth are growing and your teeth are not fully formed, and they're not supposed to give you a filling until your teeth are fully formed. Well, she was an idiot and gave me a filling when my teeth weren't fully grown. So a temporary filling is what it fell out, and my teeth, because of it, got weak, and a load of them are shattered at the back. And that was due to cherry coke.
I've got 2 fillings that have fallen out.
And I need to get a dentist appointment. I want to get my teeth fixed, and I'm petrified of the dentist. I don't like needles, but I want to get my teeth. I need it sorted out. And we phoned up to try and get an appointment, and you can't get an appointment with a dentist. And if you ring 111, they'll just tell you to go to the pharmacy and get a prescription that's never there.
For either antibiotics or painkillers.
Yeah. So, and it's never there. Because I rung up, we got a prescription, didn't we? And it wasn't there, and they said, "I'll ring up again." It takes about half an hour to get through on the phone. And it was near closing time, so...
You say that. I have a repeat prescription at Blakeberry's.
Yeah, I know. That's never there either.
If it's not there, and I ask them to request it, they will. But I only get half of my medication.
Yeah.
So, you know, can somebody pull their finger out somewhere? Someone's asleep at the switch somewhere along the line.
But they hardly ever have it there anyway. Like, you have to phone up and then you're like, oh, can you get it off the doctor?
This was even before the COVID-19 business.
Yeah.
So it's a flawed system anyway, as far as I can see.
Well, it is.
But, you know, please, can someone pull their finger out and do something? Make the test mandatory. I'd be quite happy to do it if it was easier to get hold of.
I'd do it. Like I said, I don't care anymore, though. It's just...
If the deaths were quicker, if it was a quicker incubation period, a quicker death toll, then, yeah, I think a lot more people would be worried. But they're getting complacent because, you know, you might get COVID, you might not.
And people are still going out with it.
You know, you might get it, but you might not.
Yeah.
And you might be near someone that's got it, but you might not be near someone who's got it. And you've got the tracker on your phone, and it might be that they've got it or not, or they haven't taken the
And
test.
I'm going to say something now, and a lot of people are going to disagree with me, and I'll probably get slated for this, but them surgical masks, they don't work, do they? They don't work. You're using them for no reason. Even if you've got, like, you've done anything or not, they don't work.
Well, that's what we've heard from medical professionals, that they don't actually work.
Because they get damp, and when they get damp,
what you
they don't
actually
work.
need is one of those, like the cyclists use with the big filters. So you walk around looking like the Fly,
Yeah.
with this big mask on, which is,
We have a gas mask. Maybe I should take that tomorrow.
well, you know, it might be more sense.
But the thing is, they're saying, oh, you've got social distance, that and the other. Right, okay. Now, this is what I was talking to my mum about. Social distancing. Schools, in a cafeteria. You can't social distance. There's too many kids in that school to have social distancing through lunchtime. Break time. Do you think you're going to keep kids staying away from their friends? It's not going to happen. Gets down. Classrooms are not big enough to social distance.
And also, another thing about that is children are not really prone to the coronavirus.
And another thing, I'm doing you again. Oh, there is another thing though. We'll be going tomorrow. We'll be going to the Ali Bao.
That's the electric ballroom for the uninitiated.
Yes, the Ali Bao, and we'll be going there. And like everyone's gonna take their masks off when they're at their table, so you're breathing in the same air as everybody else. So even if you are socially distancing, it doesn't matter because you're all breathing in the same air. So if someone's got it, you're gonna get it.
I mean, the electric ballroom is quite large, but it ain't that large.
No, I know. I've been there for a gig.
Yeah, but I've been there back in the 80s when on a Sunday they opened up the electric ballroom and that ground floor was like a cafe. They had all tables.
And that's what it's going to be like tomorrow.
Yeah, and that's what it was like then.
But think about it. When we went to see Russell Howard, yeah, them seats were like really close together. Like there was no spaces.
It's not.
And there weren't that many chairs there.
I mean, the electric ballroom isn't that big.
I think it holds 1,500, I think. When
yeah,
standing.
But that's on the stairs. That's on the seats that go up the sides
When
and everything
standing.
else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, how are you going to have a sit-down meal when you're sitting on a tiered seat? So obviously those seats are not going to be used. So all they've got is the floor space. And I have been in there on Sundays when it used to be a cafe.
I think it's 5. Well, I'm not sure actually. Right, bear in mind this is standing up. I think it's 1,000 downstairs and then 500 up top. So that's not a lot.
Well,
And
when
that's
I used to
standing.
go there on a Sunday, the upstairs wasn't open, but the downstairs was, and you could buy tea and coffee in there. And they also had a little piercing cave in there as well. But the thing is, they will get about 25 tables maximum in there. That's not a lot. And these were like the little round tables.
Yeah, they're not going to be them tomorrow.
Like a tea shop.
And you get a waiter or a waitress come over, or you can download an app. Not everyone's got a mobile phone. She don't have a mobile phone, she can't see. So they go, you can download this app and get your waiter to come to your table. Well, why don't you just come to the table anyway? Really? I mean, come on.
It's Oktoberfest. I mean, you have the waitresses coming around with steins of beer, I would imagine, because that's what Oktoberfest is all about.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
So, you know, and what is actually included in that ticket price?
The entertainment and the seat. Yeah, I know.
I mean, let's be honest. Oktoberfest to me is a trestle table that's got food on it, and obviously big jugs of beer, some steins, and you have a waiter or waitress come round in a Dern door in Lederhosen, and they take your order for what specific beer you want a jug of. Yes, I have been to an Oktoberfest.
But the thing is, you can buy a ticket for £300 for 6 people, and you get a free drink with that.
It should be a free drink with every ticket, I
Should
think.
be. With the price they're charging.
Well, I don't know because it's a birthday present, so I don't know anything about the price.
Well, I wasn't going to go, and then my friend Michelle, she went, she didn't really give me an option. She went, you're going to October, or is it Saturday the 3rd of October, Oktoberfest, you're welcome. And I was like, do I have a choice? And she was like, well, technically, yes, this is technical. And I was like, all right. And she went, but I bought your ticket anyway. I was like, okay, I'm going to Oktoberfest. And then I had to sort of like go, crap, it's my mum's birthday. I had to get her a ticket as well. And so I got her a ticket. And because you have to have, this is the thing, all the tickets have to be together. So I had to email my ticket over to Michelle.
I mean, to be honest, with the amount of faffing about it's taken to get this ticket, if you didn't have to pay for it, I'd just have to sit it and go. But
Do you know what? She's even got all my flight details. She's got everything. She's got the tickets for the Oktoberfest tomorrow. She's got all the flight information. She's got my plane tickets.
Who's the organised one?
Well, I thought it was me, but she's the one who's got everything. So yeah, because obviously I usually have my documents. I usually print out the ticket, but you can't do that at the moment because it's all non-touchy. So non-touchy means that you can't go, here, take that and give me my boarding pass. You can't do that because no touchy. So she has to do it on her phone.
And you've got to check in online.
She's going to do that for me as well because I ain't got a clue.
How do you check in online?
That's why Michelle's doing it for me because I don't know.
But I thought check-in meant that you was actually at the airport.
It does generally mean that you're at the airport because you have to have your bag weighed.
online, then you're not checking in.
I know,
really,
but this is the thing. Check luggage. I don't have any check luggage. I've got hand luggage, which I don't like because it's too small. But anyway, you have your check luggage. If you have check luggage, what do? Do you throw it on the plane? I don't know.
Well, you see, I thought that checking in meant that they actually knew that you were actually at the airport.
What it's supposed to be.
Your physical body was actually in the airport. That's what I thought check-in was all about. But no, you can check in online.
We have to with Ryanair.
So you can do it, but you're not there.
I mean, you've got this thing as well that you can take a handbag and have as much stuff as you want in it. It doesn't have a weight limit as long as it fits in the thing. If it fits, it flies. But your bag is 10 kilograms. And you have to pay for the 10 kilograms.
But when we went to Lanzarote, I had on a jacket. And that jacket must have weighed about.
Do you know what? I can have
kilograms.
actually see my makeup. I can have it in my pocket sticking out. I can see that happening. Just so I can shove it in my bag, shove it in the bag when I get on the plane.
The thing is, you know, if they'd have weighed that jacket instead of my bag, it was probably about 5 kilograms of stuff. I had shoes in my pockets. I had bracelets in my pockets. I had all sorts of. I had tights in my pocket.
Socks.
Footlets, socks, all in the pockets of this jacket.
My jacket.
The pockets were. I look like the Michelin
Well, what
Man.
about me? I had a dress in my pocket, rolled up really small and shoved in my pocket. So
But,
yeah,
you know, and that was going to Lanzarote. We had all this stuff in my jacket.
I've never known
Well, the
anyone
jacket
get
I
a
was
dress
wearing.
in their pocket, but I managed it. I was like, I've got to take this.
I mean, I had deodorant in the pockets. I had like the emergency makeup, like your lipstick and your powder. I had all sorts of weird stuff in the pockets of this jacket, and
My
I was,
jacket.
and it was really heavy,
Yeah, well, the jacket I was wearing wasn't exactly light because it was long as well.
and it was October, and we were in the airport, so it wasn't even really cold. And I'm walking around with this jacket on because
it
it was
was
easy
at
and chill.
night. Oh,
What, Gatwick?
no, not
I'm talking
Gatwick.
about
I'm on about in
Gatwick.
Prague.
And we was walking around with this jacket on because it was easier than trying to carry it because it was really heavy.
Do you know what the worst thing is though? This is the worst thing, right? We was at the airport for 12 hours, at Prague airport for 12 hours. And I don't know how, but when we got to the gate, we were quite a way back. And we were there before everybody else. But we were quite a way back, and I was like, how did this even happen?
I'll tell you how that happened, Charlotte.
Yeah.
It was delayed. And people were coming up to the gate.
No, I'm not on about when we got, because when we got on the flight, it was fine.
We
I
was the
meant
first ones
security.
on.
I meant security when we was going to security.
I
We're
know,
quite
I
a way
can't work-
back.
I can't work that
No,
way
because as
either.
soon as they called the flight, like, as soon as the flight came on the thing, I went, right, we need to go to this gate, like, now. I went, we need to get through security and get to the gate now. So I was like, okay. So we went to security, and literally everyone was there.
Or is it because there were
So-
4 flights and it was just like one line for security?
I don't
And you
know.
had one line for one airline, one line for another airline. But you were all in like this cattle pen to start with.
I don't know, but they were so rude.
And they just sort of sorted you out when you got to the end.
Security there were lovely. They were nice, the security there.
They were the ones who told me that the ones that we had to put up with, the torturers, were bored.
But the customers were disgusting. And also another thing, I keep doing that, it's your fault. Why is it, when we got to the actual gate, there were people there sitting down?
And the thing is,
We've been there all night.
I am 5 foot tall. I'm not a tall person. And I am level with most people's shoulder blades.
And backpacks.
Backpacks. Don't they realise it's like having someone piggybacking on your back? And
No,
I
because
mean-
they're stupid.
how many times have I been nearly knocked out with a backpack?
Yeah, but this as well. Children. People cannot control their children in airports. Why? Why? Or shops. You don't let your child run around like a lunatic and then go, oh, if you keep doing that, lady's going to tell you off. You tell off your own child.
We were going to we were filming a music video and we had to travel through, by tube. Wasn't central London, was it? But it was
No.
like, it was part of the East End, and we were actually on a tube, and it was rush hour. We hit rush hour. It was delightful. And I had my hair pulled back and I had my clip on the back. Some idiot with a backpack come on and yanked on it and ripped half my hair out.
No,
And that was going there.
I'm on about children though,
Yeah, I
right?
know, but children and
Why is it when you go in a shop, right? I worked in shops. I've worked in retail. This has happened to me on several occasions. Oh, if you don't stop it, a lady's going to tell you off. No, I'm not. It's your child, not mine. That aggravates me so much. It's like, why can't you take control of your own child and want me to do it? It's not going to happen.
Well, I never said that lady will tell you off. I won't behave or I'll smack your bum.
That really gets on my wick though, because it's like, you can't be bothered to look after your own child, so you expect us to do it? I'm not there to babysit. I'm not paid to babysit. I'm paid to serve you and get you out the shop.
I mean,
my
yeah,
job.
that annoys you, but what
Oh, it does my head in.
what I thought was disgusting. I lived in Southend. I was at Graham while I was in
Oh yeah,
Bound
that, yeah.
Stretcher.
You said about
And there was this woman, and she came in with her child, a little girl. And the little girl, I can't say she was badly behaved because she wasn't. It was the mother's behaviour that was appalling, and she was nagging this poor little girl going round. And she's like, no, I'm not going to buy no sweets. No, you're not having sweets. No, you're not having sweets. And the little girl threw up in the shop. Now, instead of nicely saying, my little girl's been sick, could you deal with it, please? Or, my little girl's been sick, can I have a mop? And I'll sort it out. She went, my little girl's been sick, you better go and clean it up. I'm sorry, but a retail assistant is not there to clean up your child's vomit. They're not... Retail assistants are not there to clean up bodily fluids, however you have one in Savers that urinated all over the floor.
Rita.
Yeah, I mean, a retail assistant is not...
Rita the wee-wee queen.
Is not there to clean up bodily fluids from anybody else. Okay, the behaviour in shops now is absolutely disgusting. I mean, you had that lady that come in, well, lady, I use the term very loosely, it was female, and she came in and weed on the floor.
Yeah, there was, I said there was a reason for that. Right, what happened was she was shoplifting from the shop. So we said, okay, we'll have to hold her here because the police will come in. So we held her there. We had the door closed and everything. People couldn't get out or in because she was being a right pain. So she was sitting down by the door where you're not supposed to sit down where the staff go in and out. And she got kicked several times by members of staff because she wouldn't move. We said, you can't sit there. You need to sit over a bit or stand up. And she wouldn't. And she was being a right pain. So it's like, fine. So every time I went into this, it wasn't on purpose. It wasn't deliberate. She got kicked. Well, it wasn't from me.
Kind of accidentally on purpose.
Might have been from the rest of the staff, but I wasn't. And she decided she needed to go to the toilet. Right? Well, she said she needed to go to the toilet. And I was like standing there and I was da-da-da-da-da-ing because I had an injury on my hand. That gremlin caused where she bit through my nerve there. And I couldn't do anything with my hand. And
go away
my boss or my assistant manager said, Kaylee can go and take her to the toilet. I went, oh, go. He went, she can have the door closed, but, you can stand in the warehouse and make sure she comes out again. And I was like, okay. And I said, is that, and she was like, no. And I was like, okay, well, she don't want to go to the toilet. I said, so that's that. And then she's gone over to the back of the shop, pulled her trousers down and starts peeing on the floor. And I said something not very nice, I swore.
But the fact is,
she's peeing on the floor, but I used the
staff had
swearing
to clean
term.
that up. Retail staff had to clean that up.
I couldn't because my hand was injured.
And
I had to run around the shop and get everything though.
Yeah, but having to put up with children and adults and bodily fluids is not in your job description.
Another thing as well. When I was working at Superdrug, don't go there by the way. Someone knocks out on the floor and it went everywhere. And then, I was on the till. I was the only person on the till. This happened all the time, didn't it? And then someone spilled something, and I'm the only one here. You should have self-service tills. Then I went, well, so you can steal stuff? I went, no. All right, I'll get someone else to come over and clean it up, and I'll serve you. Okay? People pee me off, and also that kid at the airport. Do you remember running around?
That was bad parental supervision.
I was trying to get on a plane. I'm stressed out to the max. I don't like being in an airport.
Right, as we said...
And this kid was screaming and running around.
Our friend's mother paid for the flight. There was some...
I went on about that airport. I wasn't about the other airport. I was on Prague airport.
Oh, that one?
Yeah. Banging on the window. Oh, God.
Kicking the back of my seat repeatedly. Telling me, the kid's parents telling me that my seat was in a reclined position when it clearly wasn't.
That was on the plane. I'm on about the airport.
I'm trying to think what one you're on about. There's
the
several.
Kid that was running around, who ran in front of me and nearly knocked me over.
Oh, that
Banging on the window, nearly breaking the window, kicking the window. Him. Oh.
Yeah, he seemed to have it in for us. For some strange reason. And he was whizzing around like blooming Speedy Gonzales.
I had my
running
case, and I
around
was
the
standing there with
airport.
my case, my hand on my case, and I was talking to my mum.
I don't even know who that kid's parents were. And when we was outside.
Screaming as well.
We were outside having a cigarette, and he was screaming and running around like a maniac. Then he was running around like a maniac inside the airport. But
Yeah, because he was at the
that,
gate with us when we went to Lanzarote. That annoyed me.
Yeah, but prior to that, we'd just gone into the airport, and he was outside, and he was looking through the window, screaming, banging on it, kicking the window, yelling abuse at me and Kaylee. I'm not sure what he was yelling at us about, but he was just being...
And he got on the same flight as we did to Lanzarote.
Very
and
obnoxious.
That's when he knocked me over, because I went to walk forward, because my mum went, come here, and I went to go to her, and he ran in front of me, and I was like, oh, for God's sake. And I very nearly fell over. And then he's gone over to where the plane was coming. There's a plane outside. And he's banging on, he's shouting. I was like, shut up.
I went, go to your mummy and daddy and behave. Leave.
He didn't know. He was still running
away.
away.
Well, he did run away from you for a little while. He ran
child.
away from us for a little while.
And then came back again.
He was really obnoxious. But the ones on the plane...
And then there
was
was
that
girl, the little girl that was doing the death race scream. Her mum was standing there.
You can only do that if you're under the age of 10.
Her mum was standing there, and she was so busy. I don't know what she was doing.
She's on the phone.
Oh, yeah, and her kid's standing there going, ah, ah, ah. And I was just like, oh my God. I was like, can people not control their children or something? I went in October because it was after the half term. That's why I chose October to go. And I still had hell.
But we got pretty bad people behind us on the flight from Prague to Lanzarote. We had these people with 2 children. And they were kicking the back of the seat.
Oh,
the mother tapped me on the shoulder and said, do you know your seat's in the recline position? I went, no, it isn't. Then they were pulling my hair.
They were kicking my seat as well.
And I went, touch me again. And I'm going to smack you straight in the face. To the mother, not the child. It was the mother I was threatening. And the dad said, you won't do anything. I went, don't bet money on it. You do and I'll have you arrested. I went, good, because I'll get off the plane before you. And Katie's going, Mum, sit down.
Well, I had a go as well. I turned around and had a go at one of the kids because I was like that all the way. And it was like 3 hours. And I turned around and went, if you don't stop kicking my seat, I'm going to break your legs.
And she was threatening the child.
And the parents had a go at me as well. And I'll break your legs as well. I went, you'll all have broken legs, all right?
And I actually reported it to the steward, and the steward wouldn't another word.
He moved them. He moved them. Yeah. He went, because they done it, and we told the steward, and that nothing got done. And then they done it again, and we said it again, and they done nothing. And I was like, look, can you just stop them from... I said, it's not... You know, a plane ride is supposed to be a pleasurable experience. Like, this is the worst plane ride.
After I threatened to smash the mother in the face, and the dad said that he would have me arrested, Andre saw that there was actually a problem, and
I was going to break all their legs.
Yeah, and he did actually move them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we did actually get a result from that, but it wasn't.
And they're like, can't you move them? And they're not causing a problem. You are.
Yeah, and also we had that Spanish guy who was sitting on the end, and his seat was getting kicked as well. And he was complaining to Andre in Spanish. I don't know what he was saying.
No.
But he was saying, right, go. He's going, right, and I was like...
But they said, you know, they went, can't you move them instead? And they're not being annoying, and they're not causing a nuisance, but you are. And they moved them to the back of the plane, so they got off last as well.
Yeah, I don't know. If it was just me and you, I don't know whether he would have moved them, but because we had someone that wasn't actually... with us.
But he saw it. Well. He saw him kicking us.
Yeah, I think he was keeping an eye because I don't really complain.
And they tried to put, oh, that was annoying. So I have this neck pillow and it's Minnie Mouse. And one of the kids was trying to grab my neck pillow. You don't do that. Oh, no, you don't do that. Because that does annoy me, because it's mine and I paid for it.
You had Minnie Mouse. I had
Bethany.
A unicorn called Bethany.
That they were pulling, because mine's got ears. It's got ears, it's got a bow.
Mine's got a mane and a horn and a tail.
And around here it's spotty. Right? And they were grabbing the ear. And I was like, if they rip the ear off this, I'm going to turn around and punch them one. And my mum was like, calm down. I went, no. They've got my neck pillow.
It doesn't sound like it, but normally when we travel or go to get a tattoo done or anything like that, we know that the rules are there to keep you safe. So we will abide by the rules. And we will sit there and we will keep quiet and we will behave ourselves.
Generally.
But this is extreme circumstances and they were really... Well, I think a saint would have lost patience with him. I think Mother Teresa would have yelled at him.
I mean, bear in mind that we hadn't had a cigarette for 4 hours either.
Yeah. So...
And it took about 3 hours for them to get moved, so we still had an hour left. So we were like,
and we had to put up with that.
And that was like death ray screaming child running around banging on the window and kicking out.
And we'd had no sleep.
No. Well, you had more sleep than I did because you did actually go to sleep.
Yeah,
Because you had the trumpets.
Yeah, but we were actually standing at the
48
gate.
hours.
We were standing at the gate and we were like...
She had been asleep for she had been awake for 24 hours. I was awake for 48 hours. Because I was excited the night before because I was like, I'm going to go and see my fiancé. Yeah, what a fun that turned out to be.
But that is what happened to us. Can you please comment and let us know what's happened to you? We welcome your comments. We've always said this, and nobody's commenting why.
What have we done to you?
It's
her birthday.
Yeah, at least send us a comment. I mean, even if it's sending us how rubbish we are.
Because she can't get her comments on Facebook at the moment because she can't go on Facebook. So send me a comment on the YouTube and I'll send it on to her.
She'll tell me all about it.
So come on, give me comments.
And nobody's even sent any love to Leanne.
She's out of hospital now.
Yeah, but nobody sent any love.
No.
We said comment.
Speedy recovery, Leanne.
Yeah, get well soon, Leanne. But nobody comments. We get Mr. Porn occasionally, who gets reported. But we don't want Mr. Porn. We want our little fishes to comment. I mean, get involved. This is what we're about.
Mm-hmm.
And also, how can I do a giveaway if you're not commenting?
It's all about the comments. Well, it ain't all about the comments. It's all about subscribing and sharing and...
Well, if they're doing a comment, they can do the other bits as well. It's not difficult. It's free.
Mm-hmm.
And who else entertains you like we do? We are here every single night.
Although I'm grazing at the moment.
Sometimes more than once a day. Just to give you some entertainment.
Actually, I didn't know this, but you know these are not exactly good for you because of the stomach filling. Yeah. It's good for if you're not eating. Eat chewing gum. If you're not eating, chew chewing gum.
And also they say...
Makes you feel full.
They say chewing gum after a meal because it helps produce saliva so it sort of cleans your teeth if you can't brush your teeth. Doesn't mean so that you should stop brushing, but it's...
I always brush my teeth.
I know, but I'm just saying. Some people might actually think, oh, I'll just chew chewing gum and I won't have to brush
Don't do that.
Don't do that. But they do say chew chewing gum about 20 minutes after eating because if you're not anywhere where you can brush your teeth, it helps.
But also, if you're not eating, if you've got an eating disorder like me and you're not eating, chew chewing gum. It makes you feel full.
It doesn't actually make you feel full.
It does make you feel full. I feel full.
Do you know if you chew chewing gum constantly, one of these people that constantly chew chewing gum, because
teeth fall out.
Because it's expecting, your stomach is expecting to accept food, you're producing excess stomach acid.
That's dangerous.
So you get acid reflux and all sorts of nasty things.
I don't know if mine's expecting it, but...
Well, ordinarily that is the way your body works. And if you're chewing gum, it's thinking, oh, I'm getting something coming down here. And then nothing comes down.
It is, it's called strawberry flavouring.
But some flavouring and saliva, which is not really something you can digest. Then it's like, well, where's my food? I've produced all this acid and there's nothing coming down to digest.
Honestly though, it does actually make you feel full. It does. You wouldn't know. You don't have an eating disorder, but they make you feel full. There's a bit of information for you if you've got an eating disorder and you want to feel full.
And a bit of information about the health risks of it as well.
Because sometimes when you have an eating disorder, you eat and you don't feel full,
well, you know,
but you feel sick.
Frankie goes to Hollywood. I believe it was one called Nasher. And he used to be constantly chewing gum all the time. And he started getting fiery burps and like mini sics.
Yeah.
And he went to the doctor because this was happening more and more frequently. And he said, because while you're chewing, you're producing this excess stomach acid because it's expecting to get something to digest and nothing's coming down. And he had to sort of cut down on his chewing gum consumption.
But if you're giving up smoking, chewing gum's a good thing. At least not what you do with your hands. My bad. Well, no, I'm not giving up smoking, so.
I gave up smoking for 6 years. And I used Chamonix, which was amazing. Champnix it was called, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, you can't get them anymore.
Can you not?
No.
Oh, fantastic.
I think it had something in it that was...
Oh, it worked. And
you get rid of everything that works.
The thing I found that I missed most about smoking wasn't the nicotine, wasn't the taste. It was this motion. Just doing that.
Do it with a fork.
I was doing it with forks. I was doing it with cocktail sticks. I was doing it with knitting needles.
Lollipops. I don't like the stains that you got on your fingers, though. Bless you. Don't like the stains on your fingers.
Well, unfortunately, if you're not going to smoke tailor-made cigarettes, you've got to smoke.
I do smoke tailor-made cigarettes. I'd smoke anything I can get my hands on.
You smoke roll-ups mainly, which is
with a filter.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't get as much discoloration with a tailor-made, but you do get some. But we get more.
Yeah, that's why I pumice it off.
Because the filter's smaller.
Actually, that's funny. This is a really funny story for you, and you might laugh. When I went and had a bath the other day, about a week ago, I don't know. When I had a bath last, the pumice stone was down here because someone had been using it on their feet. Lover.
No, I think that's where you'd be waving it around in front of the camera saying what you do with it.
No, because I had a bath prior to that.
Oh.
I'm not that dirty. But anyway, so it was down here. I was like, okay. So it's fine. I went run the bath, got in the bath, got all my stuff ready, and I was like, there's no pumice stone. So I had to get out of the bath, wet, dripping wet, come down here, get the pumice stone, and go back up the stairs again. It was hell.
Is it me or has it got really hot in here?
It's got really hot in here, and I'm wearing a jumper and a pair of trousers.
I'm sitting there sweating. And I mean, this hairstyle is like wearing a hat. It's padding.
I don't know what I'm going to do with my hair tomorrow. Comment. Let me know what I should do with my hair tomorrow. We've got to be out of here early, so comment at 8 o'clock in the morning or something.
Well, I don't know what they're going to comment about this hairdo, but...
Yeah, let us know what you think about it.
The thing is, the plaits are so long.
Mind you, I did something different with my hair. And, okay, one of them shorter than the other, but I tucked it up and pinned it.
My plaits are so long that even after I've crossed them over my head, they're down here. So I've had to sort of like roll them up.
And she is Helga.
I am Helga. From Berlin.
From Berlin.
So, let us know what you think.
And I'll go out with that tomorrow. I don't know what I'm doing with my hair, so give me a comment and let me know. But I can't curl it or anything because I'm putting it in plaits.
Well, I'm wearing the closest thing I own to a dirndl. So.
What's that?
That dress.
What
black
dress?
and white dress. With a belt. It's the closest thing I got to a dirndl, so.
I will, but if my waspy doesn't come, which is not going to come, so I'm going to have to wear my underbust. With a, I don't even know where my off the shoulder top is.
I know where mine is, my black one.
I have to borrow yours. And my little tiny tutu skirt.
And I've got to go out with that.
I will have my coat on. We'll see it until
Yeah,
I
but
get
you
there.
take it there and we'll take it off when you get there. Anyway, we're going to cut this video here because we've got to get an early night.
I will have baths and everything still.
Yeah, I mean, early night is So
Only for us.
Only for us.
It's, I don't know. It's 1:37. It's not actually that bad. 1:37.
Yeah, for us that's pretty early.
So she's going to go and have a bath, and I'm going to go and have a bath.
We're going to leave this here.
And exercise.
And we will see you tomorrow. It might be from the other side of the kitchen table. It might be somewhere else entirely.
If my stuff comes, because I've got 2 waspies coming. I know one of them's not going to get here until probably after I've been to Berlin. But I've got 1 waspie coming before I go. I know that much. And I've got some more makeup. My wax, my nose wax has got to come. Got the rest of it. But can I just say something, right? I bought a pot of powder. I paid £4 for this pot of powder.
It's tiny.
It's literally like that. And it's because it's no filter. Okay, that's good. It does make me look like I have no pores, because I have an issue, you know, with the makeup videos I've done. I have issues here. And you can't see it. I have issues here with my pores. One day when I'm doing a makeup video and I've got no makeup on, I'll show you. It does cover them, as you can see. Covers them. My freckles are trying to come out there. But it covers what it needs to cover. But it was £4 something for this tiny little pot of powder. It's good powder. But there's a way you have to apply it to make it good powder. You have to pat it on your face like that and then go over it with a brush.
Anyway, we're going to leave this video here. We could be here tomorrow on the other side of the kitchen table. Could be somewhere else entirely. Not 100% sure when we're going to be doing the toilet bowl from tomorrow.
Probably from Oktoberfest.
But we will definitely...
Or outside Oktoberfest.
We will definitely be doing one tomorrow.
Featuring Michelle.
Featuring Michelle. It's going to be the first glance you fishies have got of her. Unless you're a fishy that's met her.
You poor things.
But, you know, you will be seeing Michelle, who's going to be my stand-in when they go to Berlin. So, please, show your support. Please comment, like, subscribe, share, do what you will. Please.
Mm-hmm.
And be kind and considerate. And we'll see you tomorrow on Tales
From the toilet bowl.
Bye.
Bye.